Hi, good evening folks. In this video we're going to do a trade deadline update video. 10 potential targets I think the Sabres should look at. Coming up. Alright, let's get on this. It's going to be, I'm not going to say it's going to be a short one, but it's going to be medium size. I don't know, try and get it in 15 minutes. We'll see. Now, I'm going to keep a piece of paper here with me because I got some notes in here I don't want to forget about. Shout out goes to John Nicholas. And John, what I'm going to do is I got 10 guys here that I think would actually, guys, I did it again. 10 guys here that I think could benefit us, old or young, doesn't matter. And I'm looking at short, long term, I'm looking at all of it. Guys that I would be interested in and be happy if we even signed any of these guys. And of course, I mean, we probably would only get one, but you know, let's take a look at it. It is an interesting topic that we don't really talk much about, but let's take a look at this. So, okay, I'm going to show you 10 clips of 10 players, and I put them in the order that I would pursue them in, okay? Not saying they're the best or the worst, but these are the order I'd pursue these guys in. All right, number 10, let me get this up here. And there you see it. Yep, I got Phil Kessel on this. I actually have Phil Kessel on this list. And if you're asking me why, Stanley Cup rings, mentorship, leadership, playoff experience, call it what you want. You can't go wrong with older guys in your lineup when you're trying to mature a team and get them a little better and calm them down on the bench and so on. And let's not forget, as we come out of this clip, give me one sec here. And right now, Kessel his cap hit is $6.8 million. He's unrestricted though at the end of the year, and his salary something like, I don't know, $1 million or something. It's not much. It's not much right now. It's just his cap hit is high, his salary is very low, so it's enticing, but again, he's unrestricted. So we'll continue, we'll move on. Now, next clip. Here we go. And yep, I got Jake DeBrusk coming in at number 9. All sorts of good reasons I think we could land a guy like Jake DeBrusk, because if you take a look, 25 years old. His current, let me look at my sheet here, his current salary right now is $3.68 million. And he's a restricted free agent at the end of the year. So Jake DeBrusk, if you look just a few years back, their 27-goal season, he showed signs, and he's a pretty high overall pick. In the 2015 draft, he went number 14. And it just isn't working out for him in Boston. It just isn't. It's nothing against the Bruins or against DeBrusk. Sometimes it's just not a good fit. It just isn't. So that's where I got DeBrusk coming in at number 9. I think it's something we should look at. It is in a trade. And again, as I was saying, he is restricted at the end of the year, not unrestricted, which I like a lot. So next, here we go. Number 8. And there you see it. Rickard Rakell comes in at number 8, and he has fallen off the map when it comes to goal scoring, no doubt, the last 2 seasons. But this guy has good hands, he has good vision on the ice. I'm very surprised at his numbers, to be honest, really. I don't watch enough games with Anaheim, I just don't, so I don't know exactly what's going on with that. But I would definitely give this guy a look at, no doubt about it. And it doesn't hurt to get a few more wingers on the team also. Not the biggest guy at 6 foot 196, but a 2-time former 30-goal scorer is definitely worth looking at. It's worth looking at. It is. And Rakell right now, or Rakell as I always call him, $3.79 million unrestricted at the end of the year. Again, the unrestricted issue, okay? Quite a few of these guys still are unrestricted, but it's ones we could look at and, and think about. Now, number 1098, we're down to number 7. Okay, there you go. Thomas Hertl, I think, is definitely worth a look. Another former 30-goal scorer who probably this year is going to maybe have a shot at, I wouldn't say, get 40, but he's going to hit 30 again. And if I look at his cap hit, and the reason I'm giving it a cap hit, even though they're unrestricted, we want to have an idea what these guys are going to be looking for, right? We don't want to just think they're going to sign with us for $2 million. He made $5.63 million unrestricted at the end of the year, 28 years old. So as we move along, let me get this one down. As we move along, guys, let me just go over something though before I forget. Kessel's 34. Something I should be mentioning. I did mention DeBruss 25. And Raquel is Raquel. I always call him Raquel. Don't forget I'm French, guys. Is 28. So now Thomas Hertl, 28. Those are ages I can live with. They are, It's when you start getting up a little high. But I got some guys here that are high in age because I think it would make sense. It's the only reason. All right, here we go. Next one. There you see Jack Roslovic coming in at number 109876, number 6. So there comes Roslovic in at number 6. And you can mix it any way you want with these guys. But again, I like the idea of another centerman in there. It wouldn't hurt us. I mean, this would be a definite upgrade to Cody Eakin and one of those guys if we're having him play bottom 6, right? Now, let me just check his very impressive. This is what I liked. Yes, this is what I liked about Roslovic, okay? He is now 24, as you see. He is making $1.84 million on the cap. He's probably looking for a bit of a raise, even with those numbers, believe it or not. Kind of, okay, you've been around the league long enough, you're NHL regular, we're going to keep you, that kind of thing. But Roslovic is 24. He's restricted, which I like also. I like the ones, of course, where we retain their rights so they don't walk at the end of the year. Okay, let's keep moving on. We're halfway. Let's go to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go to number 6. Okay, there you see it. Jonas Corpus Sallo comes in at number 6. Sorry, that's number 5. My bad. That was 6 before. This is 5. I'm going backwards. Number 5. And Corpus Sallo, I like, you guys know, because I've said it before, with the bubble playoff he had. I was so impressed with that. Let me just open it up so I can see what you guys are seeing. And yeah, if you look at his career numbers, they're not bad. There's nothing spectacular there. Goals against of 299, 903 save percentage. But, I actually should have clipped out his playoff numbers as well. Now, Corpus Sallo is making $2.8 million unrestricted at the end of the year. I would be open ears to getting Corpus Sallo. I would. I think Buffalo would do good to get themselves a veteran goalie. I really do. For a few years. Wouldn't hurt. Okay, let me get out of here. And now we're down to number 4. All right. There we go. John Klinberg I got coming in at number 4. And let me open up what I have here. And let me get my sheet ready. All right. Now, Klinberg, as I'm checking, he made $4.25 million. He is 29, as you see. But I like tall defensemen, 6'3", 190. And he's, I think, the lowest pick of all these. I think there's, out of these 10 guys, 8 of them are first rounders, I believe. Anyway, Klinberg is a big, steady defenseman. I'd have no problem with the Sabres getting this guy. And, of course, he's a right-sided defenseman, so everybody that's wants to get that, there you go, So it wouldn't hurt to look at this guy, But, again, unrestricted at the end of the year. There's quite a few unrestricteds on this list, but I'm just saying these are guys I would target for and try to get some kind of deal done, you know, some kind of deal done. But these are guys I would target. Okay, let me get out of here. We got 3 to go. Here comes number 3. Okay, here we go. And yes, I have Lawson Cruz coming in at number 3. I like this guy. I like physical players, as you know. 6'4", 220. And yes, I might have him ranked a little high on this list, but it's because of our desperate need for a physical play on this team. It's a type of guy. Cruz. I've heard it named differently. You guys call him what you want, but I would like to get. You know what? When it comes to the Coyotes right now, they're gonna unload players for drafts, as we know, and we're stacked with second rounders the next few years. We can look at. I wouldn't say a first rounder for this guy, no, but I would look at a second rounder. I think they'd be open ears to it, and I think if Cruz came over to the Sabres and played with this bunch and under Granato, he might be enticed to stay, you know, especially if we're going to pay him a little. His salary's $1.53 million, RFA at the end of the year, and he's only 24. This is probably the most realistic that we can get, I believe. Okay, let's go to number 2. Yep, there you see it, Marc-Andre Fleury. Now, I do believe, I'm sorry how small that is, guys. I should have clipped it into 2 things, but anyway, I just clipped his whole career, which is long, obviously. Fleury, I think, you know, and I can get out of that. You don't need to see his numbers. You guys know who he is. Like Fleury, I could see. I was talking with one of you the other night saying I think he'd sign here. So do I. I think Fleury's the type of guy that he's not too high on himself that way. And if he sees himself in a mentor role, he's won his cups already. Of course, he'd like another shot at a cup and winning and all this and that. But I think he would just want to play, have a stable atmosphere, but be in a fun atmosphere, which I think we have, regardless of our record. And this would be a perfect mentor for our young goalies, a guy like this. It would be. You know, I mean, how do you go wrong getting Marc-Andre Fleury in his 30s? If it was in the 20s, 10 years ago, I probably would have argued it. Now, what he turned into, it's a Hall of Fame goalie, folks. It doesn't hurt to get him. So that would be my pick at second. All right, and my top pick, here we go, is Jacob Chychrun, because he's everybody's number 1 pick. And mostly because of, if you look up at the age, guys, 23, 6'2", 210 pounds, first rounder. Yes, his numbers suck this year completely, no doubt, okay? But so did Jack Eichel's. And we've seen everybody talking about Jack Eichel. A lot of channels, people out there, sports, hockey, close hockey fans, all talk about Jacob Chychrun. We know this is a good hockey player. And, you know, people say, well, we have enough left-sided defensemen. That's not the point. He's 23. Oh, and get this. This year and the next 3 years, a very friendly cap at a $4.6 million for this guy. Something to think about, guys. So, John, I hope that covered a little for you. Those are the guys I would actually target in kind of in that order. I mean, of course, I want to get the power forward. I want some muscle on this team, right? And I would like to get the veteran goalie. I'd like to get, those would be the 2 types of player I would target before a defenseman. But if we can get this guy, I don't know what it'll take. I think it would take too much. It would take probably more than a first rounder to pry him away. I'm pretty sure. I don't think we'd be able to get him very easy at all. So it's probably a far-fetched thing, you know, really getting Chychrun. I think that's kind of a far-fetched idea. I don't think Fleury is, believe it or not. I don't think Fleury is. We can look at that list. There's certain guys on there. Like even Kessel, I wouldn't mind for a few years in this lineup. I really wouldn't. God, you know, we've had some guys come into this lineup, guys, and you know it, that we're just lame. And, you know, we got them for leadership. But we just know Kessel keep in mind, what is his streak? 940 games now? We're guaranteed he's not going to be out injured every 3 or 4 games either, Kessel, right? This is another thing. And Kessel still has hockey in him at that age. He could still play. This is a guy that can play, I think, another 4 or 5 years in this league. So where would Kessel be at with it? Who knows? He seems to be been a good sport about it so far over in Arizona, and we got to figure that with all the young talent, don't forget, NHL players can see young talent when they come there. They can spot it. So who knows? Who knows where that could lead to? Anyway, guys, that's just a list that I came up with. I'm sure you got yours. These are kind of the names I looked at. I didn't want to put any guys 30 and over that, I don't know, weren't potential Hall of Famers, like I just guys that haven't won Stanley Cups. I don't know. I just kind of, I'd rather get young guys at that point. A guy like Chychrun, I would rather get something like that than go and get a guy like Sherrod of Montreal, for example, who's, I believe, 30 now. It's like, no, I'd rather have like this guy. I'd rather have Chychrun for sure at that salary, not having to give up, I'm sure. I'm talking about Sherrod, not having to give up, let's say, a first round. That's why I didn't put Sherrod on this list. So, I don't know, you guys let me know what you think. I'm going to stop it there. I am beat up. I got to go lie down and relax. I'll see you guys in the next video.